Howdy out there. Welcome on into the cargo bay where it's time for a little bit of hobby talk.
Hobby talk.
How you doing, BC?
I'm doing pretty good,
You
AB.
got anything fancy over there in the card world?
In the card world, not fancy. I did make my first one of my first eBay auction in quite some time
Ooh.
this week. Shout out to you for
Uh-huh.
bringing it to my attention. I'm collecting this particular card
Sick.
from the Chrome Legacy series. This is the Kanan uses the Force to control the blast. And there was an of 25 that was up for auction. I got that for a cool 5 spot.
Yeah, that's great. That would not have happened a few months ago. I don't
No,
think.
I don't think so either. But it was like for $5 plus shipping. I think it was less than $10. Everything total. I was like, yeah, I want that card. It's a personal collection card, and I just because I was watching it and there was not a lot of there were basically no bids rolling in, so I was like, $12, or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
It's like just at the very end to be like, sure, 12 or whatever. And there were no other bids. It was like sold to you for $5.50. I was like,
Love it when that
sweet,
happens.
amazing,
I've gotten one or
fantastic.
two. The last time I got a card like that, it was the Grogu 50 of 50 character card for Mando season 2, where it was a thing where I put in, maybe $10 and just nobody else bid, and I was like, "What? All right, perfect." Like someone would have tried to sell me this for like $80, you know.
This is $1,000 card. You don't even.
Did grab it. What I won is I got this mojo of this Jawa.
Nice.
It's got too many layers of plastic on it to see the effect. But this is the 6 of 50, which means I have the 6 of 25, the 6 of 10, and the 6 of 50 of this card.
Solid.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this graded and put it with my other Jawas. I was really excited when this came up. I paid too much for it. But I get
But it's
really
part of a
fixated on those numbers, PC.
it's part of a very specific collection, which I can understand the fixation once you see something that basically like never comes along. So
Yeah. And
yeah, no,
I
I
had
get it.
literally been sitting around thinking, really wish I had the mojo of this card.
I love a good mojo. Love a nice mojo, you know.
Maybe my faves. That's kind of it on my end as far as pickups. Yeah, I'm getting real itchy for my tobacco cards to come in. I got my cute
Yes,
little sleeves to put them
nice.
in.
Yeah, I need to do that too. I just ordered yesterday. I ordered 3 boxes of Wave 2.
Awesome.
So I've got those. I can set one aside for our cargo
I'll
bay
do that too then. I'll set one.
uh, purposes. But yeah, I paired that with my weekly Andor set, which I'm
Nice.
committed to. It's going to be
Yeah.
too much money, more than I want to spend. But at this point, I'm like, if these are the only Andor get get released, I want to own them because it is, as we just finished discussing, probably my favorite Star Wars right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that, BC. I'm gonna regret it, but I'm not going on that journey with you. I'll be alone
Yeah.
here. I did see Tops is now putting the print run of stuff after it's sold out, which is kind of nice. So I saw those like New York uh convention cards that I
Oh
got.
yeah.
They printed 2,200 sets of those, and based on the parallels that they are printing, I found that I have a 1 in 5 chance of getting any kind of parallel, like out of those versus not a parallel at all. So
Pretty
we'll see.
solid.
Yeah,
I'm I've got fingers crossed for a nice Andor parallel because I feel like probably not as many of these are being ordered.
if
Just
you
to guess, and
if
there's 12 episodes, so there's going to be plenty of
yeah, you better
opportunities.
get a nice one there
Yeah,
going through.
I
You
want the
hear that,
Marital
Papa
Strife
Tops?
1 of 1. Marital Strife 1 of 1
Man,
featuring Mon Mothma and Perrin in the
oof,
back of the blue cruiser,
that would be amazing. Oh my
the Grail.
gosh,
The
DC.
Grail.
My heart yearns for it.
Yep.
We got anything else crazy happening out there in the Star Wars card world, BC?
Well, I know everyone's itching for an update on Chrome Galaxy Volume 2.
Ooh.
Here's your update. You're going to have to wait a while longer. Shockingly, the October release date of just a few days was not going to be met. It's been pushed back to December 30th, which means it's probably going to be sometime in March of 2023 when you're actually getting your hands on those $350 boxes.
Yeah. You think they're just gonna print more, or you think they're like, uh-oh, we better put some value in this?
I have no idea what they're doing. I, I can assure you they don't have any idea. Everything they've done recently has been not a
A
great
mess.
move.
Messy. I saw. I'm not on the Facebook group much anymore because I'm
Yeah,
trying to save money. One,
yeah,
like I only get on Facebook for that group. But I have
yeah.
seen like some general hubbub of like, yeah, this set's gonna not be great. Which like I get why people are saying that. It's because they've been burned. And maybe it won't be. I did think that they were just gonna print it like crazy. I still think that, I guess. I'm not buying a $350 box.
Nope. Sadly, we are not going to have opening those boxes, which was a genuine highlight of last year. Was opening those Galaxy One boxes that we had been pining for so long, and then they met and exceeded my expectations when I opened them. Which Tops was like, "Hey, we're gonna take all that excitement you had about the first one and just we're gonna cook that right into the price of the second one. So you can go ahead and pay us for that experience." To which me and you and I think several other collectors sort of said, "No, thank you.
Nope.
You can keep those sealed boxes." So hopefully those come down at some point. Otherwise, it's going to be singles town for me on that. Hoping not to get burned by Papa T on that particular wonderful product. Chrome Black also has been pushed to November, so a little bit of a delay on that.
Which is super
Those
weird. Super weird for something to get pushed when it's already been printed.
it's been printed and we've seen them open,
Yeah.
which I'm assuming was part of their like, hey, let's see if we can drive sales of this. I'm not sure if it was just people seeing it open and going, not for $150.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, then you're going to have to wait even longer. It's like, I don't care.
They
You
trying
can,
to. Well, I mean, I guess Tops wouldn't be behind that if it's not coming direct from Tops. But yeah, it seems like they're just trying to milk out more pre-orders before the prices crash upon like
yeah,
them actually
yeah,
reaching the market.
yeah. I don't know. It would be interesting to get like the blowout perspective. Be like, hey, what are the pre-order numbers doing on any of this stuff? I
Yeah.
would be so curious to know if someone at Blowout is like, we've spent this amount of money and nobody is buying this top, so why don't we cut the prices, do something? But I don't know. I would be interested because my general sense is that the sort of dedicated Star Wars card collectors, which we sort of are, and are
Yeah.
parts of groups that are definitely much more hardcore than we are, in terms of collecting, are
I'm as hardcore as I can
lukewarm at
afford
best.
to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I am.
I am as reasonably hard and card collecting for Star Wars as I can be, within my means. Other people obviously have greater means, but even people with greater means, it's like there's not a lot of excitement or enthusiasm around either one of these, which is probably not good for Papa T.
No, but
But
BC, they'll be rescued by this Adam Sandler's Safdie Brothers movie coming out.
yeah, from the high end world of card collecting comes Adam Sandler collects the Kurosawa.
I can't imagine why Sandler would do this as a career move to be like, I just had an amazing performance. Let me dip right back into the same kind of groove. Except that I think the Safdie brothers, they're in deep into card collecting and they gotta move some stock, baby. The card market's coming down a little bit. They gotta pump
We
it
gotta
back
do
up.
a classic pump and dump on some of those 1977 Topps rookies that they've been holding on to for a little while. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know.
We're
It's
starting
interesting
our
that.
campaign now. We want to be in the movie. Put the cargo
Yep.
bay in the movie. Have us talking about Star Wars cards. We can pump
Yeah.
the Star Wars market way up there. Us and
Boo.
us and
The
the
wa-
bros.
the way we move the needle on Star, we've got to be careful with our time,
I want to
which is
ask you
which
this.
is why I would never say this
this
is.
look? How does this look, BC?
You want me to wear
You
my
like that?
Andor necklace? You want me to wear my Andor necklace? I mean, I don't want to say that Cassian Andor is the hottest character in the history of Star Wars, but this is an of 25 Chrome card. I
Hell yeah.
I put the value at least, I don't know, $5,000.
I was gonna say
that.
17 thou.
So probably 17. So I'll do 5,000 today as a deal for this of 25 Cassian Andor, megastar of the Star Wars universe. What a deal!
Hey, I will. I'll give away this Mandalorian non-parallel bubblegum pack card for a chance to
Oh,
appear in the movie.
amazing! I will offer this Mon Mothma autograph as my bounty to appear in the movie, but not this one.
But not that one, baby.
I
That's
love Mon
exciting
Mothma.
though, BC. I'll watch that movie. We could do a Cargo Bay episode about that movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
Shout
think
out to the Sandman.
BC, I'm glad this is going to be a short hobby talk today because we're kind of in between big news. I feel like we don't have any products we're releasing. There hasn't been anything to watch, but I did want to bring up as a more general hobby talk. I completed on Nintendo Switch Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, which I hadn't completed in years and years. Delightful game, very fun, very old Star Wars canon. Wouldn't fit, would not fit into the way things are now. But you get to pick your own lightsabers. You get to use all these
Yellow?
force powers. Yeah, I had a yellow and an orange. I did kind of the Ahsoka, duel with a little bit of color change.
Nice.
But I defeated Ragnos, locked him away in the tomb. Luke Skywalker is proud of me.
Way to go.
I rescued the apprentice because me and this other guy were both apprenticed to Kyle Katarn because they don't have a lot of Jedi to go around, They got to double up. And he went to the dark side, rescued him. I was good.
Nice.
Saved the universe. Luke told me he thinks I'm going to be a great Jedi.
Fantastic.
And then I listened to Death Troopers, the Star Wars horror novel, which I kind of want to just give you a totally spoilery review.
Yeah, no, go.
Are you down? Okay,
yeah.
Here's the basic thing that makes this so interesting. Our characters are mostly a doctor who works aboard a prison ship. These two brothers who are in the prison ship, their father has just been killed by a gang leader there. They're in transit from one place to another, and they find a Star Destroyer that is just totally empty, abandoned. They're Imperials, so they're like, "What's up? We gotta go check this out." They go over there. It's empty. It's creepy. Of course, they've been experimenting on things, and there's like a zombie virus, basically, right? So this is during the peak of the zombie craze. But here's where this is an incredibly unique experience that could only happen in the wonderful old novels of Star Wars. And this one isn't even that old. I think it's probably like 2007 or something is when it came out. About 2/3 through the novel, when things are getting really spooky scary, or maybe it's just a halfway through, some portion of the brig gets opened or whatever, the prison ship. Guess who's in there? Han and Chewbacca are in there.
What?
Here we are in between episodes 4 and 5, I think. Han and Chewbacca are there. So we know they're going to live because they're Han and Chewbacca. They got Star Wars to do. So what do? They kill off everyone else that they've been characterizing for the book. I guess one kid escapes. He's watched all these terrible things. He's had to he's a little crybaby kid, and he's had to kill his father as a zombie, kill his brother as a zombie, all these stuff. He's the only one who makes it out. Everyone else they've spent time developing dies except for Han and Chewbacca and this one truly traumatized child. It is very violent. Lots of long descriptions of gore that I had to, breeze through almost because they were so gross. It's really trying to be edgy. But it was delightful and hilarious to me that was like how that how that resolved.
The heroes kill everybody, as good heroes oft do.
I mean, everyone else gets killed by the zombies, to be fair, but
I
you
guess
know,
I suppose
Han and
that's fair.
Chewbacca barely make it out.
Well, I'm glad they did. Glad they
Good
survived
stuff,
to go
BC.
on to strike the Empire back. Um, yeah, a couple finishing things for me. So last week was my birthday, and like a true
Yeah.
birthday boy, I got Star Wars presents.
Ooh.
Yep, very exciting stuff. Put together the Lego diorama set of the the Death Star trench run.
Oh. Oh, that's so cool.
It's
That's sick.
super sick, and
Yeah.
now I'm looking at the specialized lighting kits that they sell for these things.
Ooh, yeah.
Because you can, like, wire up lights so that it has, like, effects. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just enough of a nerd and irresponsible enough with money to do that."
Yeah,
Um,
that's sick.
so very much enjoyed putting that together. Absolutely made me wanna get the Dagobah diorama,
Yeah.
that they have that's got the partly submerged X-Wing and Yoda's little hut.
I mean, those
Uh
dioramas are the coolest Lego sets I've seen, maybe. Those are
I
awesome.
like yeah, I like those one. I also we did the Luke Skywalker helmet. It's on the shelf
Yeah.
back here. It's kind of hard to see. I like those. At some point I want to do the Vader and the Boba Fett and they've all cool helmet sets. But the dioramas are really cool. I like them as more like kind of like display kind of things as opposed to, I'm as much as I want the new Naboo Starfighter Mandalorian Lego set that looks sweet, but I like the displays. They feel a little more adult.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be getting some Legos,
I
I'm gonna
want
get
them to
adult
be
Legos.
adult.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
Basically, Andor and adult Legos are kind of the same
thinking.
thing.
Yeah,
Hey,
the
here's adult stuff for you, you baby.
yeah, here. You want some adult toys, you little baby? Uh, yes, I do. Thank you. Here's a lot of money for saying that priced. Yeah, cost prohibitive, but I kind of don't care. I love Star Wars. The other thing, this was a self purchase while I was doing my lap around the Target, is the Clone Wars. It's Star Wars, the Clone Wars Pandemic board game is
Yeah,
out. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Pandemic board game.
vaguely. I mean,
So
you're
it's
trying to
it,
control an outbreak,
yeah,
basically.
you're controlling the outbreak. It's one of the most like licensed board games at this point because it has a very novel mechanism that exists within the game with how the cards are like dealt and then reshuffled and how you have to control the board as like a cooperative experience. Obviously, this being a Star Wars Clone Wars, I'm in the bag for it. I like the pandemic game to
Are you
begin with,
preventing
but
the spread of the separatists?
so it's it's less about so in pandemic there's spread. In this it doesn't spread, but it's placements of droid troops. So
Okay.
the droids are being populated around the various planets on the board. If there's a what would be an outbreak in pandemic, it turns into a blockade
Okay.
in in the Clone Wars version, which is an additional troops and sort of things that you have to deal with. It's also got mission specific cards that you're doing and then a villain specific task. So the beginner version is like Asajj Ventress will come onto the board and will attempt to like sabotage your mission or prevent you from doing your mission. So you have to go and take care of her and also make sure you're maintaining like healthy levels of droids throughout the board. Otherwise, the threat level goes up and all this sort of stuff. So it's sort of a fun thing because it is cooperative. Each you've got there's 7 different Jedi that you can play as that all have
Sick.
different abilities. And the 4 villains all interact with the board in a different way too. So like Asajj is like the base level and it's still challenging. Like but we haven't successfully beaten it. We got to like you have to do the missions and then you go to like the final stage, which is taking on the villain, which has a separate like in game component to it. Um, which we haven't beaten yet, but like there's more complexity built into the other villains. So like Dooku also brings Asajj and Grievous in on the board.
Uh-oh.
Darth Maul has like a sliding power scale that like it makes him more formidable, I guess, depending on certain actions that occur. But it's a fun it's been fun just like getting into it as because for board games there's always sort of like the learning the game and the different mechanisms everything interacts with each other. So we've gotten to the point now where it's like, okay, we're pretty familiar with this. We're getting close to being able to like, hey, we could bring in a group and have like we could do a full 4-person campaign on maybe like a harder mode. Um,
Oh,
you
you
can
froze for me. Oh, you're back.
you can like up the difficulty based on how many mission cards you fill in. So there's a lot of fun stuff if you're a board game nerd. Like I can be
That
sometimes.
sounds
So
fun. I like the idea of also buying the box and getting the game because there are a lot of Star Wars games I would like to play, especially that X-Wing and Armada stuff looks awesome, but I don't have thousands of dollars extra to spend on individual packs and pieces. Just give it
yeah,
all to me in a box and let me play, please.
the Star Wars board games tend to skew pretty expensive. I mean, this one was $60, which is the cost of a video game or like a standard sizable board game.
Yeah.
Which is good to me is always good value because I'm going to get more than $60 worth of entertainment and play out of a board game. But the games like Armada, I have like the X-wing dogfight game starter set.
Huh.
But you have to have such a big play space to actually play the game, and the setup is like incredibly hard. And then there's like, oh, you can also go out and buy the Millennium Falcon, or you can get
Yeah.
Boba Fett ship. It's like, yeah, I mean, if I wanted to spend another $30 or $40 for a figure, and then learn how, like, I still have to learn how to play the base game and have a table that's big enough to be able to play it on, and then be able to teach the game to someone else or know someone who already knows how to play the game because it is complex. Like that's the thing about a lot of those Star Wars games is they're not easy to just
No.
pick up and play. Like it's a lot of work.
Yeah. This seems like a nice in between.
I mean, if you can play a Pandemic is a relative, it's I mean, it's probably like an hour of like you play through it, you make your mistakes, you figure it out. Our second playthrough is better than our first. Our third one, I'm sure, we'll be much more familiar with all the intricacies and the way things interact with each other. But very fun, very worthwhile. Highly recommend the Clone Wars Pandemic board game.
Sounds much more enjoyable than other kinds of pandemic. I'll tell you.
like the ones we had to really live, and still are in a lot of ways.
Oh boy. Well, BC, I think that's it for me. I don't have anything else to talk about.
I don't either.
All right, I guess we're done.
Get your Tops Now cards, everybody.
Go get them. Go get them. They're
some
printing
Topps
them over there.
Hey, like and subscribe if you've made it all the way to the end of the
God,
comments,
please.
please, we're
Please,
begging.
God.
Go check out our podcast where you can check out podcasts. We just finished our recap of our top 5 favorite things about episode 7 of Andor.
That's right. That's right. It's here on the YouTube. It's there on the website. Go give it a listen. Thanks for being here, and bye forever.